In my opinion, the Blood Reaver is the most fun Blood Mage subclass within the modded group, so we're going to check it out. This is the Reaver Blood Mage. So we're going to start with the Blood Mage. This is a nice little mod you can get from the mod manager. This will give you things like Rain of Hissing Blood if you choose it, Rend, but we do get things like Blood Siphon as a cantrip. You siphon some of the very life essence from your victim, they suffer 1 to 8 necrotic damage, while you regain half that much HP. You also gain Blood Bolt, so you shoot a bolt with your own blood at the target, dealing 1 to 12 necrotic damage, and causing the caster to take 2 necrotic damage, or no damage if the caster is bleeding. We also get things like Dermatology. If we come to our proficiencies, we have Spears, Pikes, Halberds, Glaives, Light Armour, Shields, for now. Now, if we take this build forward, again the spells we're choosing, Rain of Hissing Blood, Blanket Area and Hissing Mesamic Blood, causing 2d6 acid damage to anyone within immediately, meant to mean like within the immediate area, and drenching the area in blood. And we can take Rend. Force the blood to gurgle and rupture from within an adjacent victim. They suffer immediate damage as well as blood loss damage on subsequent turns. Now for your ability points, we are going to be playing this like this. We're going to have 8 Charisma, 10 Wisdom and 10 Intelligence. Now Constitution is going to be 16, this is our spellcasting modifier for damage dealing, that sort of stuff for landing spells. It also affects our concentration for maintaining concentration on spells. We're going to take 14 Dexterity to help with our AC and our damage with finesse weapons and our initiative. And 16 Strength as we are going to be a frontliner. Now we are going to boost this through things like strength elixirs and stuff like that, so just bear that in mind. For your proficiencies, take whatever you feel like. Blood Mage level 2 gives us Sated by Blood. Up to once per turn, when you defeat a creature, you gain hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. We get one more spell, and for this one, we are going to take Demand Sacrifice. Up to 4 creatures have spontaneous wounds, rupture and bleed, suffering 1d10 acid damage and bleeding for up to as long as you maintain concentration. Blood Mage level 3 brings us our specialization, and as I said, we are doing the Blood Reaver. This gives you unarmored defense. You're able to harden your flesh passively, making it as effective as any decent armor. While not wearing armor, you add your strength modifier to your armor class. Please note that this seems to be broken on console. I don't know if it is on PC as well, but on console my strength is not added when I put on medium armor. Please bear that in mind. With Unbridled Bloodlust, so when you defeat a creature, you gain hit points equal to 1d4 increased by proficiency bonus. And Boiling Blood. Your blood begins to boil, and the magic enhances your combat capabilities. You lose 1 health at the beginning of each of your turns, being advantaged to all your melee attack rolls. Awesome stuff, and then as a bonus action you can also end that. Now we gain one more spell, and for this one we're going to take Rebellious Flesh. Turn the flesh of your target's creature against its own will, making their body uncooperative towards their own instructions. They suffer disadvantage on all attacks and ability checks, as well as strength, dexterity and constitution saving throws, and have their speed reduced for up to 3 rounds. We also gain a fighting style, and for this one, because we are going two-handed, we're going to take Great Weapon Fighting. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage dice for an attack with a two-handed melee weapon, that dice is re-rolled once. Blood Mage level 4 brings us our next feat. Now for this we get another spell, and we are going to take Inflict Wounds. You can upcast this to deal some incredible damage. And we gain our first feat, and Constitution all the way up to 18. Blood Mage level 5 brings us our extra attack. So when we make an attack on our main action, we can use an extra attack to follow up. Blood Mage level 6 gives us Sanguine Strike, so as a bonus action we can maintain concentration, do an additional 1 to 10 necrotic damage, inflict your victim with bleeding, and heal yourself for half damage striked. Blood Mage level 7 brings your hit pool up to 74, and we gain a new spell, and we're kind of running out of options to be honest for this build, but we are going to take, let's press the wrong button, Boil Hide. Basically grants a 2 bonus to your AC to thicken your skin. Any attackers that hit you for the next minute will take 1 to 4 acid damage. This lasts until long rest. Blood Mage level 8 brings you your next feat, and again more spells. We're going to take Hellish Rebuke, nice little reactionary spell causing fire damage. And we're going to take the ability skill improvement, Constitution up to 20. Blood Mage level 9, this gives you more spells, and for this one let's take Hold Person. Blood Mage level 10 gives you Crimson Desecration. You erupt with Mesamic Blood, causing all enemies to receive 4d6 acid damage and suffer disadvantage to their first attack roll during each turn for up to 3 rounds. We gain one more spell. For this one I would take some healing capabilities, so let's take Healing Word. Level 11 brings us some more spells. At this point let's take False Life, so we can take our temporary hit points if we need them. Blood Mage level 12 is our final level. Again, more spells to choose from. For this one, let's take Aid. And we gain one more feat, and for this one, I would pick Alert. Okay, now, as I was saying about some of the equipment, the two big things you're going to want to use for this build as you go through the game, you can buy these, you can make these, Giant Strength. So I have an Elixir of Cloud Giant Strength, and I have an Elixir of Hill Giant Strength. These are going to be key for this build as they're going to outpour our damage dealt. Now for a cloak, I really like the Flesh Melter Cloak. Whenever a creature deals melee damage to the wearer, the creature takes 1 to 4 acid damage. I'm going to take the boost of Genial Striding so we're not impeded by difficult terrain. Now I'm going to take any medium armour. The best one I have is the Armour of Agility. We can wear medium armour with this build because we have the proficiency. However, if you really wanted to, and I wouldn't say no, you could also take, when I can find it, the Graceful Cloth. No, that's the Weave Mother's Robe. The Graceful Cloth. Now, I think this is great as a 2 to your dexterity, gives you a whole bunch of other good options like Nimble as a cat. Overall, really solid option, or you can just go heavily armoured. Choice is yours. For gloves, the Hell Dust Gloves. +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and spell save DC, and weapon attacks do an additional 1 to 6 fire damage. We get the Shifting Corpus Ring to give you invisibility and blur. The Ring of Regeneration, because we are going to be a frontliner, and we are going to be taking damage, as well as damage being dealt to us with our own spells. The Ring of Regeneration is perfect. For an amulet, I love the Strange Tendril Amulet for Edvar's Black Tentacles, as I love this spell. And the Hellbard of Vigilance. This is a great Hellbard, gives you fire damage, force damage. We've also put fire damage on it thanks to our gloves. Sentinel Weapon, gain a +1 bonus to initiative rolls and advantage on perception ability checks. We get reflexes, so when you make an attack roll as a reaction, you make it with advantage. So overall, that is our build. Let's go find some combat and check it out. Now that we've left the camp, first thing to do is cast False Life. We'll do it at level 2, because why not? Get those 12 temporary hit points going. Now you see we're actually top of the turn order. Now the reason we are here is I want to show you what happens when we don't use a strength elixir. So I'm going to end this turn here. These are just our normal baseline attacks. So you see, good, pretty solid damage. We can go again, and that's what we're looking at. However, as I said, we can use some potions if I come in here, and let's use the Hill Giant Strength, the Cloud Giant Strength, to boost up to 27. This will be the maximum you can get when you get to Act 3. And on our next turn, you're going to see we're going to start piling out some great damage. Okay, you see the Ring of Regeneration. Now, let's check out our attacks with our new elixir. Let's come over here. And you see our damage output has increased substantially. What we can also do is, as our bonus action, Sanguine Strike. This will be concentration. You can see you can upscale it and it will do more damage. So let's do it at level 2. On ourselves. Oh no, sorry, we do it on this one here. And there you go. Necrotic, Fire, Force, and normal damage. Perfect stuff. Now, you see we lost the concentration, but what we can do is once again turn it on if need be, get that strike. We can only do it at level 1 this time, but we can hit the enemy here, and there you go. We healed up as well. There are other things you can do with your bonus action too that we'll get into, but for now we're just going to start piling out the damage as our lovely Reaver. In fact, we'll actually come up here ready to start dealing some damage on these guys. Now, bear in mind, you cannot do spells and attack at the same time. So for example, if we were to do our Blood Bolt, we'll target the enemy here if we can, because why not? We'll hamp out the ground folk. And there you go, 28 points of damage on the enemy, but that has used our attack. What we could do as a bonus action, get our Boil Hide going, boost our AC a little bit further. Now you see we're still concentrating on Sanguine Strike for a turn. If we attack this enemy here, you'll see it doesn't make much difference because we already had the healing on it. But we can still come in here and we still make these strikes. And this is really where the Reaver comes into play, is to siphon that damage. Because your spell slots will use up very quickly, as you can see here. Now even though we've run out of spell slots, what we can do is still use actions to do blood attacks. So for example, let's close the distance here, and we can do Crimson Desecration. So we're about to erupt with blood. There you go. Now, it didn't cause any friendly fire, notice that, but we did do a bunch of damage to each person here. And if we check out the Crimson Desecration, if I press the right button, there we go. If we come here, disadvantage on the first attack roll each turn. A really good way to debuff enemies, especially if you're pulling aggro like we are here. Now you can see our Ring of Regeneration still triggering, healing us up. And the gist of this, we just come in and we start swinging for the fences against these really annoying enemies. And that is the gist of this build. You just hit so hard, you use your elixir of Cloud Giant Strength. Now, you'll see we have used the Cloud Giant Strength here. What I will say is if we come in here and we now put on the Graceful Cloth, you'll see it has actually added our modifier finally to the defense. So bear that in mind because it didn't work originally, but once you use the elixirs, it does. So that'd be a nice little way of boosting your AC as well. And then the benefit of this, a little boost of dexterity as well. So bear that in mind, and obviously you're going to want to use these elixirs when you leave camp anyway. Now, we've used all our spell slots. If we come in short rest, you'll see they do not replenish. But you still have so many options here for blood attacks that it's not really that necessary. You just need to make sure you keep on top of your healing capabilities, use your abilities sparingly, or not sparingly, but like more tactically than I have in this, because obviously this is just a demonstration. And honestly, this is a great frontline caster. So I really hope you have enjoyed this build. If you have, please drop this a like, helps me tremendously. Let me know in the comments what you changed about this build, what other items, all that fun stuff. If you're ready, please subscribe to the channel for more Baldur's Gate 3 guides. I've also got Let's Plays, got guides for Path of Exile 2 and Dragon Age Nivellguard, all sorts of stuff like that. Regardless, I genuinely do hope you have enjoyed this video, and if so, hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.